Okay, begin this meeting. This is the Winthrop Town Council meeting on April 5th, 2016. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Council Ingman. Present. Council Calla.
Present.
Council Stanford.
Here.
Council Boncory.
Here.
Council Barone.
Yes.
Council Boyajian.
Here.
Council Del
Yep.
Vice President Lettieri.
Here.
President Driscoll.
Here.
Thank you.
As we start the meeting, would everybody please rise and we'll recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we have the first order of business is to approve minutes for two meetings. I was running the meeting first and forgot to do that, so we need to do that again tonight. So the minutes from March 1st. Do we have a motion to accept the minutes from March 1st? So moved. So moved. Second?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Opposed? No. Motion to approve the minutes from the March 10th Town Council meeting. Motion?
Motion.
Second? Approved. Motion. I'm sorry.
I need to abstain. I was present.
Okay. Okay, good. All in favor? Aye. Okay.
I'll abstain from that too. I wasn't present the last meeting.
Okay. Okay. The next section of the meeting is public comment. Does anybody from the public wish to be heard? Chief Delahanty?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm also going to ask Jackie Lamont from George Market from the District Attorney's Office to join me. They're doing a wonderful project, and last weekend was the Ginormous Climb, which raises funds for the Child Advocacy Center. The team for the Winthrop Police Department, I think we had 13 members there, and we raised almost $2,200 for the center. I'm going to let Jackie speak on the project and also ask for the council to take a photo with these pictures after she's done.
Great. Great. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having us tonight, and thank you to the chief and to the Winthrop Police, because you all have been so supportive of the Children's Advocacy Center. I don't know if you know what we do, but last year we had over 1,500 kids referred for abuse to our Children's Advocacy Center. That's just the kids that have told someone about it. Most kids do not tell. We have so many kids being abused in our communities, and the public does not know this. We don't know it. People in my office who work on different floors don't know what we do in the Child Protection Unit. So this month is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and it's really important to me and to my office that we do whatever we can to honor the brave kids. Some who are suffering in silence and are not talking about it, but especially the kids who are talking about it. Let's recognize them. I have to tell you that 2 hours ago, I was in a courtroom in Suffolk Superior Court listening to a 12-year-old girl testify about the 55-year-old boyfriend of her aunt who had raped her about a year ago. And she was on her way to dance camp when he pulled over the car and raped her on the side of the road. And so today I'm listening to her testify, and probably the hardest part, although she did a wonderful job, was when the defense attorney got up and started cross-examining her and just trying to confuse her. He was pretty gentle with her, but he was trying to confuse her. And as I was sitting there, I was thinking about the incredible bravery that this girl is showing by doing this that nobody knows about. And it makes sense, right? Because we want to protect their privacy. We don't want to put her on the front page of the newspaper. So we have to find a way to do it. And what we're trying to do is this project called Now You See, which shows the real eyes of children that have come through our center, come through the district attorney's office, spoken up about abuse and survived it. Some have testified, some have not. It doesn't matter. What matters is that they have spoken up. So we take a picture of just their eyes. They get to choose whether they use their real name or a nickname or a name that's just special to them. We have a young man who used LeBron because it's his favorite basketball player. We have all kinds of cute names. We put the age of when their eyes were taken. They choose a couple words to describe themselves when they feel proud. Then we write a little bit about what happened to them, and then the best part is they make a statement about what they're most proud of and what they would tell another kid or family struggling with this. It's called Now You See. We have about 120 participants in it. We could have 1,000 if we had time to have every child, but it's something we do on the side, and we have about 120. It's online, and it's in print in frames. For April, we are asking local leaders in Suffolk County to hang them in their agencies. So the Winthrop Police Department has one hanging in the lobby right now, and we're asking local leaders and officials to take a picture with one, and then we're posting those throughout the month of April. So thank you again, Chief, for having one in the lobby of the Winthrop Police Department. The Chelsea Police have one, Revere Police has one, BPD has one. We have the U.S. Attorney took a picture with one last week. We're getting the momentum going in April, and I would love if any of you would like to be a part of a picture tonight. And that's what I'm here to talk about.
Yeah,
Come on,
Okay,
let's go
thank
picture
you.
with the council.
that'd be great.
Let's.
Come on.
Here, let me hand you the pictures. We'll do this.
You guys want to be at the police station, so that when the council,
I'm going to do one with just you, and then if George and I can jump in.
Absolutely.
Is it my camera? It's locked on you. You know what? I can actually do this one, then when I jump in. Oh, I see. Here we go. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thank you. Can we go ahead? So you have to, yeah, okay.
I did huge. That's the STD cases.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you all so much for doing this with us.
You doing this?
I'm going to leave some materials, and this will be run with the police department, and then maybe we can connect and do more. Thank you so much. Thank you for doing your work. Yeah. I forgot.
Okay.
I forgot to mention, so I'm going to be posting the Winthrop pictures next week on our Suffolk County District Attorney homepage, and I'll give you a heads up. I'll send a notice to the chief so he can pass it on to you, and I'm going to leave some materials that talk a little more about the project for anyone who just wants to read a little more about it, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you again so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you very much.
Do we have any Winthrop kids that we can put a picture of
We
the eyes
do,
in
yeah.
town hall?
We do.
Can we post one in town hall? Or around
We
town hall?
can. I talked to Detective Armistead about that. She was just going to talk to the young lady and tell her we were gonna do it ahead of time, and she's very proud of her eyes. So we have about 3 Winthrop kids in the project. I gotta tell you, there's more than that are part of our center coming through to talk about abuse. And we were actually talking about having the exhibit here in Winthrop in the next, maybe over the summer. There's a place that you all.
Cultural Center.
Yep.
Inside their art gallery, we're looking to do the full display along with Jackie in the DA's office.
It's a traveling art exhibit, and so we'd love to have it in Winthrop at some point.
And I just want to thank Jackie for all her work. She's our forensic interviewer, and we rely on her on a day-to-day basis here in Winthrop. She's always available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So we're grateful to have Jackie. And also, the officers that participated, a lot of them did it on their own time. They fundraised on their own time. They were completely committed. Michael Conley, one of the new officers, and Fatan Ramadani is a new officer with the team captains for our team. So unfortunately, I couldn't attend with my daughter's birthday on Saturday, so the team leaders took charge and brought the team into Boston.
I think Winthrop had the biggest police team at the ginormous con. How about that?
That's great.
But I just want to mention, thank you for listening.
And we raised $107,000 total.
Wow,
It's great. Great program.
It was great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll leave this.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you all.
Okay. So we're still in public comment. Are there any other public comments, Mr. Brandstein?
My name is Guy Brandestein. I live on Friday Ave. Now, most of you were members of the council when there was the series of meetings, all of them contested, of a particular ordinance of inspecting people's property, rental property. And it was assured repeatedly that owner-occupied properties would not be subject to this. My property is a 2-family. I live in half of it. Guess what I got? I got a notice for what I nicknamed the home invasion ordinance. Why? Can anybody answer why I got this?
I think that was a mistake.
These were photocopied in bulk. You can tell because it's canted. The person had to look up my home address to hand address it. They also had to look up the address of my property. That's not a mistake. That's incompetence.
Can I have the letter and I will, or a copy of it, and I will get you an answer tomorrow?
Well, I can't imagine I'm the only one that got this.
Well, I don't know that, but I will look at your specific case and give you a call tomorrow. Okay?
I've got copies of it out in the car. I'll bring one in.
I got one too. And I think some of these letters went out in error, because I've already had my property inspected, and it's good for the 4-year period. So I think there was just an error in some of these letters going out, honestly. So,
This is what I predicted would happen when I was standing before the council protesting against this thing. I predicted this. I must be clairvoyant. And I'm really getting tired of people's rights being trampled on by elected officials. We've got this. We've got Obamacare. We've got Romney Care. We've got a laundry list of violations of the Constitution. I'm getting tired of it. And I'm not the only one. You see who's running for president right now. You see who the front runners are. On the Republican side, the man's the front runner for a reason. Because people are fed up.
Thank you. Are there any other public comments? Hearing none, we'll go to correspondence. I did receive correspondence. I'm not going to read all of this. Received a nice note from Eleanor Gaboni thanking the council for a citation that we gave to her. There was a letter Council Barone received from somebody who abuts the Little League field with some complaints and issues about the Little League field, the play ball, and some damage happening to their home. I don't know exactly what we should do with that, but maybe give that to the
I believe that Councilor Varone.
I've been working on it.
Oh, you have? Oh, you didn't keep me in the loop.
I'm sorry about that, I was gonna discuss it.
Okay, and that's in the loop then, okay.
Yes.
Good. Okay, and I think that is it. Okay. So now we'll move to committee reports. The first committee report is on economic development.
We have not had a meeting since our last report, so
Okay, so,
we do have some stuff coming up under old business.
okay, no updates. Rules and ordinance?
Rules and Ordinance meeting met March 29th. We met in the Harvey Room at 6:30. Present were myself, Councilor Varone, Councilor Sanford, and Councilor Engman, and there were some guest citizens there. We had two issues to discuss. The first one was at Airbnb. There was quite a conversation about microwaves, and Fire Chief Flanagan showed up and spoke about the issue of microwaves. And there was a motion by Bob Roney to delete the microwave clause, and that was seconded and passed. We'll be making a motion under old business tonight. The second issue was the Council's Economic Development Advisory Committee, and there was a motion by Paul Baroni to adopt it as written and passed, and we will be making that motion under old business as well tonight. Our meeting was adjourned at 7:16.
Thank you, Counselor. Is there a DPW committee report?
There is a DPW committee report.
Let's hear it.
And to segue into to that, one of the agenda items was in response to Mrs. Nancy Clark, who lives next to the Little League field. So the DPW met at 6:35 p.m. at the DPW building on March 28th. Present were myself as chair, Councilor Boyajian, Councilor Keller. Also present were Steve Keller, the DPW director, and also Sean Driscoll, Parks and Rec. Sean Driscoll was good enough to give us an update as to the problems surrounding the Little League area at Crescent Street, and the issues that were in that spot, and his attempts to rectify them, including locking the gate. To backtrack a little bit, Mrs. Clark was concerned with baseballs hitting her automobile, or her husband's automobile, and going onto their property, and the trash, and other issues like that. So that Mr. Driscoll told us the gate would be locked, and they would be removing the school buses and moving them over to Miller Field. He was going to install soft fencing to stop the balls. What was important about locking the gate is to help keep the trash out of there and help keep children out that shouldn't be there unsupervised. He also arranged for Capital Waste to pick up the dumpster every Friday so that the trash from the activities there wouldn't overflow and go on to Mrs. Clark's property. We then went on to speak about the sidewalk program, and where it was funded from. There was some discussion of creating a larger sidewalk fund in this year's budget. We went through project updates, Point Shirley Drainage Project, the town's match of that money, the Contract 4 project, which encompasses Woodside, Francis, and Pico. Also work being done on Franklin Street. That's heading out in mid-April. It's a water sewer project. Possibly there might be some night work on the street, cutting into the street going on there. What's going on with the trees, the planting of the trees, the 90 trees going in, starting in May, I believe. 14 trees of those 90, are to replace ones that have been removed, all this work that's been going on. Subcommittee talked about Chapter 90 goals for next year. We were updated on the Winthrop Street Corridor Improvement Project, and town manager seeking alternate avenues to pursue the project. Right now, the tip process is stalled. We are at 100% engineering. Mr. Calla gave us an equipment update. The big truck is the F-750, I think I got written down here, has been ordered with the Salter insert, will arrive in November. The F-250 is coming in July. The sidewalk Bobcat, we're getting prices on. He did mention that it took $70,000 to get the fleet ready for this winter, which includes plow blades and repairs to older equipment. He's trying to stay on top of the older fleet. The replacement policy that we put in place is helpful. One issue that did come up with respect to the equipment is that the compost is almost at capacity. And we might squeak through this season, but it's quite possible we might have to close the compost heap next year or do something to remove the excess debris. That could be as much as $200,000 at some point. We should take a look at that. The meeting adjourned at 7:45 p.m.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council Ferraro. Next on the agenda is the town manager's report.
And I am passing tonight because of what we'll present tonight at the spring cleanup.
Okay.
Save you from having to listen to me twice.
Okay, thank you very much. The next item is school department update. I actually was not at the last school department meeting, but I do know that a number of important things occurred. One was the budget was voted on, and the school committee, I believe, voted on a budget that was $400,000 some odd dollars higher than the budget that was recommended by the superintendent. So we'll be dealing with that as the next few weeks go by. And I also understand that the committee voted to put a pause on the school choice program, which a number of people in the neighborhood wanted to, came to speak about. Oh yeah, well I was going to do that at the end, but I'll mention that now. But yeah, we had a great tour on Saturday, this past Saturday. It was a joint meeting of the town council as well as the school committee. And those of us who could attend were delighted to see the progress on that school. I mean, it's number one, it's huge. It's 180 or something thousand square feet of property, and it is top class. It's finally done. It's ahead of schedule. It's under budget. And it looks unbelievable. It makes you want to go back to high school or middle school. So it was a really great tour. John Massero was the tour guide. Did a great job. He's done it before, so it was really, really good. So, and that is it for the school department update. Let's go to old business. Old business. First on the old business agenda is bed and breakfast and transient lodging special permit.
Yes. We had a meeting, as I said, last Monday night, and this was sent back to us for probably a third or fourth time. And we looked at it, we had a great deal of discussion on it, and after listening to the fire chief, we agreed to take out the word other than a microwave, where it's appliances, take out the word other than a microwave, and then we left the rest pretty much the same as it had presented it at the last time. So I'm making a motion to approve it as read, and do you want me to read this again?
I'll take a motion to waive the fourth reading. Motion, second. You don't have to read it.
Okay.
Good. The motion is to approve the bed and breakfast and transient lodging special permit ordinance.
Which is 17.49.010 and on, and it has been sent out to everyone. Said the only changes, we took out appliance and we took out the word solely as far as bathrooms, and it's ready to go.
Then we'll have a motion to approve this?
Yeah, out of committee.
Out of committee? So, motion?
Motion by committee, yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Second?
recommended by committee.
Second. So all those in favor?
Question.
Question.
Can I just ask Chief Flanagan, my only concern with taking out the word microwave is now there's no need for a dedicated circuit. because there's no microwave, but what's to stop anybody from putting a microwave in after the fact? And I just wanted to make sure that the chief was okay with that, if he had any thoughts on that.
Well, one of our biggest concerns, it wasn't just the dangers that come with cooking, it's the supply, adequate supply of electricity. One of our big concerns is many bedrooms throughout the town have air conditioner outlets, but they're not necessarily where you'd want to put a microwave. So we envision extension cords being one. I think in the ordinance, there is some responsibility on the homeowner. You just don't ring someone's bell with a microwave on your arm and say, I'd like to rent a room. I think that it's the onus will be on the owners of these bed and breakfasts to, adhere to the ordinance that we put forward. But one of the problems with microwaves, it also meant that we had to bring the electrical inspector in. Is there adequate? And again, if you do have adequate electricity in some of these older homes, which tend to become the B&Bs, if you rent, and you can rent up to more than one room, now when you have multiple microwaves, it presents a problem in the house. So we thought it was best to delete it, and I think the enforcement of the microwave rule is on the homeowner.
Are there any other questions or comments from the council?
Just to explain that now, the way the ordinance reads, they can't have a microwave, they cannot use the kitchen, the guests, but I suppose the host can cook something for them as breakfast, if they want. He's something.
What was it? Can they use the microwave that's in the
They
kitchen?
cannot, no,
Of the homeowner?
no. Only the homeowner can use it
Oh.
if he wanted to heat something up for them.
I see.
That was understood.
Okay.
So we have a motion to approve the ordinance. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Then it passed. Congratulations. The next item under old business is the Economic Development Citizens Advisory Committee.
Motion out of committee. To amend the rules of the Winthrop Town Council, Rule 9, Special Committees, by adding a new section. Section is Rule 9A, subsection G, Citizens Economic Development Committee, /9 members, with at least 5 having a background in real estate development, urban planning, mixed use, and/or development finance reporting, and 4 citizens of the town of Winthrop. This committee remains in effect for 12 months and will meet with consultants as well as the council's Economic Development Committee and the town council. Coming from committee, doesn't need a second.
Need a second? Any comments?
I would like to put forth an amendment to that motion to add additional language to the rule about conflicts of interest. The language was included in the agenda pack, but I'm happy to read it into the record if that would be helpful.
If you could read it, that'd be great.
Okay. And this is what I would move to add to the current rule. An advisory committee member may not participate in any discussion or vote pertaining to 1, a parcel of land in which he/she has a financial interest, 2, a parcel of land in which his/her immediate family member has a financial interest, or 3, a parcel of land that abuts or is located within 300 feet of or is located across the street from a parcel of land in which the advisory committee member or his or her immediate family member has a financial interest. The advisory committee shall actively seek input from business owners and residents in the town center and shall encourage their participation at advisory committee meetings. The advisory committee shall also seek input from all interested stakeholders and residents in the town.
Seconded.
Have a second? Is there any-
Yeah, discussion. Just at our meeting, Councilor England brought that forward, and that is the exact wording out of the state law on ethics. And it was our feeling that when the council president appointed these 9 members, and they filled their application out to be on this committee, that he would give them a copy of that ethics rule along with another printout that the Economic Development Committee had presented, but we felt that it shouldn't be in the rule itself. Most of our rules are only one paragraph long as to what the committees do. Any committee that's appointed by the council that meets has to pass the ethics test and report that they have taken the ethics test. And we felt that that would be a good thing for the council president to give them, but we didn't think it should be in the law, whatever the council thinks.
Council Aiken?
If I may just explain my rationale for this amendment, I think the purpose of the advisory committee is to make sure that we have some independent review and analysis of the redevelopment process in the town center and at the old middle school. In order to maximize the public benefit of the redevelopment for the entire community, the advisory committee is going to have to be prepared to ask some really difficult questions and look at some really difficult information. You know, we need to understand what's economically feasible, what the risks are for any, possible projects, what the costs are, and what's in best interest of the entire community. And for that reason, I do think it's important that the advisory committee be truly independent and be able to provide objective advice and analysis. I think including some explicit parameters about conflicts of interest in our official rules will go a long way towards shedding light on the issue and making sure that we can avoid conflicts of interest before they creep up. I also think it is important to have some clear guidelines on conflicts of interest so that the entire community can have confidence in the integrity of this process. And the language I suggest here is very similar to key provisions of the state conflict of interest law, but it's not exact. And I think it's important to have it in the have this language in the official rules so that it is out in the open. All of the residents of the community can see that. It's easily accessible. And same for the advisory committee members.
Council Biagin?
I like the idea of adding it purely for the fact that it's out there for the public to see, and just from investigating in regards to questions of state ethics, there's a little bit too much ambiguity in regards to how things are interpreted, and I would prefer that it be more part of the language of how we're going to conduct business in the town rather than rely on interpretation of something.
And I agree that, although it may be redundant, that I think we want to really emphasize the fact that this way nobody has to go and find it. It's right there up front and they know about it.
And then Council Singh?
Yeah, I like it to be part of the package, but I'm not comfortable with being part of the ordinance. There's a lot of stakeholders that do own property or do have, this is a small town. There are business owners who have sons working for them, relatives working for them. So that would mean that if I owned a piece of property and I wanted my son wanted to be part of this committee, he couldn't be, or my daughter. And I think, a lot of stakeholders are in the center. I think I own 2 pieces of property within the center business district. Does that mean I should be on the economic development meeting? I know when I should abstain from my vote, and I know when I should participate. But I think we need to have, and that would mean the neighbors have a financial stake, and some of the neighbors would like to be on this committee. Some of the business people would like to be on this committee. If you have someone that works for someone or someone that rents a business, they have a financial stake in it. Should they not be on the committee? So I think I think as long as we let people know what the ethics law is and they comply with that ethics law, I think that's appropriate in my opinion.
With respect, then those people would be in violation of state ethics. So I guess that would make it that they shouldn't participate. And there are other ways for them to participate. Those folks may not be on the advisory committee to the council and that, but they can participate in the meetings, they can participate otherwise. So I don't see the difference between having it stipulated in there. If it's in the state ethics, then I guess the people, everyone that you just stipulated shouldn't be on the committee per state ethics. So I guess I don't see where I see where now we're talking about skirting state ethics, because
they might be related, and we don't want to miss.
Good word. No.
I don't think anybody's skirting state action.
But I also, the way I think this reads is that this language does not preclude somebody from being on the committee. It is precluding them from voting on something that they have a financial interest in.
Right.
Which is,
That's correct.
so it's not that they can't be on the committee. It's that if something arises that they have a financial interest in, a family member, that's what this wording is about. So.
And in that situation, like in any case, where anybody is on any committee in the state, if there's some kind of interest or they feel there is, they recuse themselves or they file a certificate with the clerk's office saying there will be a conflict. I mean, everybody's held to that.
Any other comments?
I'll just add two more things. You know, it is important to reiterate that, you know, all of the business owners and the residents of the town center and the stakeholders in the community need to be active participants in this process, and I certainly wouldn't suggest otherwise. The meetings will all be subject to the open meeting law and open to the public, and should be well advertised. And lastly, I think that we have something to gain by including this in the official rule and really nothing to lose. So.
Any other comments, questions? Then this requires just a vote. And so we've got the motion, we've got a second. This is on the amendment. All those in favor of the amendment, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
No.
I think it passed. We need a roll call just to be safe. Yeah.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Amon?
Yes.
Counsel Callow?
Yes.
Counsel Sanford?
No.
Counsel Boncory?
No.
Counsel Barone?
No.
Counsel Boyajin?
Yes.
Counsel Del Vento?
Yes.
Vice President Lettieri?
Yes.
President Driscoll?
Yes. So the amendment to the motion passes, and now we'll take a vote on the main motion, which is the ordinance as just modified by that amendment.
This is a rule, not an ordinance, just so everybody knows.
Okay.
It's a council rule, it's different.
Okay.
So I suppose what we'll do is just add per paragraph to the end of this.
Yep. Is that something we can
Yeah.
just pass the rule?
As amended.
As amended. So all those in favor of the rule as amended, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
No.
The ayes have it. It passes. Great, thank you. Okay, now we move to new business. The first item under new business is related to the upcoming unscheduled elections. And we have a motion asked for by the town clerk, Carla Vitale, and I will read that. The motion is that the Winthrop Town Council votes to accept the request of the Secretary of the Commonwealth, William Galvin, to hold an election and the costs associated with administering said election on April 12th and May 10th to fill a vacancy in the 1st Middlesex District, and to transfer from free cash the sum of $20,100 to the town clerk's contract services line item for purposes of conducting one election to fill the vacancy in the 1st Suffolk Middlesex District, or to take any other action there too. There are two, but we're going to move funding to that tonight and we're going to do the second one at the next meeting. We thought that was the best way to do that. So this is a motion to approve these two elections and also to approve the funding of one of these. And we'll take the next one, the funding question up for the second election at the next town council meeting. Are there any questions or comments on that? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? No. What's that? Motion. Did I make it? Motion. Oh, I thought we made it. Motion. Second. Somebody second that?
Yeah. Second.
Yeah, and then we all voted in favor.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'll get it straight at one of these meetings.
It's coming.
Okay, the next item is a request by the town manager. We need to make a motion to move that the council vote the use of sewer retained earnings in the amount of $400,000 for the purpose of replacing sewer mains on Franklin Street pending MWRA loan authorization or take any other action relative thereto. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Refer to finance?
Motion to finance. All in favor? Motion. Aye. We need to advertise also. Motion to advertise. Okay, motion to advertise. Okay, the third item of new business, submitted by James McKenna, we need to make a motion that the town council transfer $250,000 from water meter upgrade project Fund 900 to Fund 902, Water Fund Article Number 90252, 580026, to fund the radio read meter project or take any other action thereto.
Motion to refer.
Motion to refer? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? No. Good. Okay, we're at the second public comment portion of the meeting. Are there any comments from the public? Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
I want to make a couple of comments, please.
Just state your name and precinct number.
Sure, Ken Goodwin, Precinct 2. I'd like to thank the Ordinance Committee, the Planning Board, and the Council for the last 9 months listening to testimony about this transient housing Airbnb ordinance. It was an important issue, and there was a lot of testimony from the yeas and the nays, and I thank the Council and for everybody involved in the last 9 months to look at this topic objectively. So again, I thank you. I think the Council has paved the way and has set an example for other towns and communities throughout the Commonwealth to revise their ordinances. And Winthrop is a great example of what they've done and accomplished in the last 9 months. Now it's important, I think, for the viewers that are watching at home, that we elect somebody from Winthrop into the State House that can represent Winthrop. This is an issue, the transit housing issue is going to be, it's already gone through the House and Ways and Means Committee by Representative in Cape Cod. It's being discussed and debated already on Beacon Hill, and some of the comments that have been made the last 9 months is, what is Winthrop getting out of this? Well, Winthrop is definitely on the way of getting something back from this in tax reform. If they can revise our laws in Massachusetts with a tax for transient housing, then definitely the town of Winthrop can realize some tax revenue, increase our tax base, stimulate our local businesses, and our ferry and everything else, and Winthrop can be a destination. I think we can find a balance moving forward, whether the ordinance needs to be revised or tweaked or whatever, but we certainly made a great first step in revising our ordinance. And the next step, this is only the first step, the next step now will be on the state level. Once that state level has passed legislation, I think the town of Winthrop could definitely realize some tax revenue and increase our tax base. And I hope moving forward we'll be able to find a balance between transient housing and not disrupting the integrity of Winthrop, but increasing our tax base. So again, I'd like to thank you all for the last 9 months, everybody that participated in this very hot topic. Certainly it is throughout the state and throughout the country. And I want to thank everyone that participated.
Thank you, Mr. Goodman. Are there any other comments from the public? Okay, under public relations, the Winthrop Parks Committee Family Fun Night, April 9th, 2016, from 6 to 9 at the Winthrop High School gym. Tickets are $15 in advance and $20 at the door. Street sweeping will begin on the week of April 25th and continues the last week in every month until October 24th. Sweeping is done on the day of your trash pickup. Parking is prohibited on sweeping day from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. I mentioned the school tour already. There's a Chamber of Commerce $10,000 dinner this evening. Be that. A chance to win 10 grand, go on a nice vacation. I'll pay for the last one. So it's at the Cottage Park Yacht Club. I don't know if there are any tickets left.
There are some tickets left. They're going quickly, so.
Yeah, so it's a great event. I went last few years. The date is April 9th, 2016. It's this Saturday evening. And there's a dinner, so $40. People can also attend and have dinner in addition to be in line for the prize. Only 200 tickets are sold, so it's a really high likelihood of winning. So I think everyone should buy it. The last thing I just bring up, I know that our next meeting is on April 19th. I don't know, that's school vacation week. Are there any? I want to make sure we have a quorum.
I'll be away.
You'll be away.
I'm going to be away.
You're going to be away.
I'm away.
There's 3. one more, and everybody else planning on being here?
I think I'll be here, yeah, that's the Tuesday, yeah, I'll be here.
Okay. All right, so we'll hold the meeting as planned without needing any kind of a waiving of the rules? Oh, yeah, Council Von Cory and I attended the Elks installation of offices. It was a great event. Actually, the first time that I had attended that, and it was really nice. It's a very formal process that folks go through. And I was really impressed. It's a really wonderful organization. When you look on their website and see the things that they're involved in, from veterans to school to children to drug abuse, to all of those events that they sponsor in our town, and then to go to that ceremony was really, really fun and excellent. It's a great organization. I was happy to be there. And we presented, the council presented a citation to the outgoing Exalted Ruler, Dan Sweat, who's been Exalted Ruler for next year, and Laurie Bergeron is the new Exalted Ruler. So we wish her luck, and again, thank you for inviting me to go to that. It was great.
I just said, I'd like to make a motion that we suspend council rules and postpone that meeting for 1 week. We have some transfers coming up that are going to require 2/3 votes, and if one person's absent, we're not going to be able to pass.
Okay, good point. Yeah. So, motion to waive council meetings and not have the meeting on the 26th?
Following Tuesday.
26. All those, so a motion for that, do we have a second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so the next meeting will be
Opposed?
April 26th. Pardon?
Opposed.
Opposed? What do I have to do?
Yeah, you have to ask.
Opposed?
No.
No. You're always opposed to those.
Changing rules, I don't go along with changing rules.
Me neither.
I'm not going to be back on the 26th either.
Oh, you're not gonna be? Oh.
We still on public?
So, okay, so it's going to be, our meeting will be on the 26th. And I believe that's it, so.
Can I, just for public relations, on a Sunday at 10 a.m. down at Deer Island, there's going to be a run, walk, or roll fundraiser for the Winark community fundraiser, so that we can raise funds to help support the programs. So rain or shine, show up there. You get T-shirts. There's a lot of exciting things going on. So 10 a.m. down at Deer Island.
Okay, good, thank you. Any other public comment?
Yes, just to remind everybody that next Tuesday is a special election in the town of Winthrop for the 1st Suffolk Middlesex Senate seat, and hopefully everybody will remember to get out and vote. And I won't say for who.
You don't need to. Okay, great. Then that's it. Have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second? All in favor? Aye. Thank you.